based on the famous Lizitzky-Reed poster. And this is actually the real thing from China. Now, silhouetted figures. This has been a big one in the United States. It started actually in the 1800s, when, before photography, when silhouettes were a way of capturing an individual and hanging them in a home. They were colonial portraits, they were post-colonial portraits.
It's actual name of the judge in France.
Right, Judge Silhouette.
Who was bored in his trials, and he will take paper and cut portraits of people, and that became trendy.
Right. Also, you could never see his face because it was always in silhouette. This is Riverside Records, or Prestige Records, which used a lot of silhouette imagery. This, of course, is the famous iPod commercial. Did you get this here? Yes, no? Well, you missed something. It was used over and over again. This is that infamous photograph from Abu Ghraib. And this was a photograph by the Firehouse Collective, was it? Okay. Skiing figures. How many of you ski? You can ski out here today. All skiing figures are composed of women staring at the sun. I don't get it. I mean, I don't ski, but the one time I did see somebody skiing, it was a guy and he wasn't staring at the sun. Guns. This is Art Chantry. Not Art Chantry, but somebody who obviously saw Art Chantry. This is Saul Bass, famous Exodus poster about Jews entering Israel in 1948. And this is a logo for a Palestinian organization.
It's Hamas.
Hamas, yes. Eyes. Can you tell who that is? Anybody? He's got big, beautiful blue eyes. He hypnotizes you with his sight and gaze. Why, it's Mirko. So Mirko did this for me right before 9/11, when I was art director of the book review. I forget what it was about, but 9/11 came along, and we had to pull it because it was just too close to the event, and the editors thought it would offend people or make people sad.
And inside was broken glass and everything demolished.
Right. So we held it off. It was too good to kill entirely. What's more, I think Mirko would have killed me. So we ended up using it a month later for a totally different story. Then Mirko, who didn't get paid that much from the New York Times, sold it again to this company, cleaned it up a little bit. So Mirko copied himself. But then, a number of years later, this advertisement appeared in the New York Times for a television documentary about September 11th, the same event that we decided not to use the image for. And on that very same day that this appeared in the New York Times, this appeared in the New York Times. Somebody was embarrassed. Arms. Movie posters are probably the best example of copycatism around. If one formula works for one thing, it'll work for 150 other things. Such is the nature of advertising. Advertising loves to follow the trends. Then there are rays, and speaking of advertising and movies, we have Miley Cyrus's rays, Kung Fu Panda's rays, and Will Ferrell's rays, all in one year. Legs. Now this one, I'd like to turn the microphone over to Mirko, who is demurring. Come on, Mirko, talk about legs. Let me just say this. Mirko Ilić, who is a dear friend, and I love making fun of him because he loves making fun of me, has this fixation for body parts. And he'll spend a month or two on one particular body part, a thumb, a toe, a nose, and for a considerable amount of time he developed a leg fetish. And so I'm going to show you the result of that fetish. Again, movie posters. Again, the most common use of reuse in the graphic design and advertising industries. Do you get the theme? Granted, these were not done all in 1 year, but they were done in around the 10-year period.
I have 700 of those.
This was the most recent. Thank you very much.